a litigant must rise and fall by the affidavits that they file. Can hardly be acceptable for a learned friend, first of all, to testify from the bar, because that's been the general tenor of the argument this morning. But second of all, just without seeking any leave to file further affidavits or anything of the sort, just to say, oh, by the way, a document has come to hand, Madam.
I think I want to be fair. I want to be fair to him. He did say that if the court should request it, he'd be happy to file it. But of course, yeah, he's decided to file it before making a formal request to do so. I agree.
Should have been the part of his case. It's not, you don't wait until a court asks a question only to say, oh, by the way, I'm going to now supplement my case. There is a specific case that the SIU has come here to meet, and they must rise and fall by that case, my lady. That really is the long and short of our submission in regard to this development. But be that as it may, my lady, we have no intention
of the urgency. Because that's the point in limine he started with, yeah.
No, we'll do that. And we have no intention of detaining her ladyship here for longer than is necessary. We're mindful of her ladyship's other commitments. Now, we're told that the matter is not urgent, but our learned friend quite properly and correctly says to her ladyship that I would accept it, and it was, to use his words, it was going to make sense if the trigger event for the agency was not the resignation, but the withdrawal of the pension benefit. This is what he says quite rightly and properly. But then, unfortunately, we part ways with the statement that I'm about to make, which emerges from his argument. He then says, but unfortunately, my lady, the SIU has not placed evidence of an application to withdraw the benefits before you. So therefore, he then calculates the 2-month period relied upon for lack of agency he reckons it from the point of resignation until the date of the institution of the application.
But I think you've stated in your affidavit as to the dates when you came to the knowledge that there was a payment.
Yeah. With respect. And if we may just for completeness sake take a ladyship there. So we do make that point in the, where are my papers? So I'm not going to belabor the point, but her ladyship gets the drift, yes. Page 202, FA21, there is a note there from a certain Mr. Colin T. Masilela, Legal and Advisory Services of the Government Pensions Administration Agency, I beg your pardon, it's dated 8 September 2022, 10:30 a.m., page 202. Now, that is the trigger event. And when it became clear to the SIU that a withdrawal of the pension benefits was imminent, the SIU swiftly approached this tribunal on the 29th of September to seek relief. Now, my lady, that can hardly be said to be, it can hardly be said that the SIU delayed in approaching this tribunal for relief. So there is nothing further needs to be said as far as the agency point is concerned, except to refer to the SCA judgment, which her ladyship, no doubt, Nedison, ladyship is well familiar with this judgment, I have no doubt, where Harms J.A., as he then was, at page 163, paragraph 30, where he says that the object and purpose of the Act, this is the SIU Act, is to investigate allegations of corruption and fraud and to reclaim ill-gotten gains speedily by the use of specialist bodies such as this one. So the work of this tribunal is by its very nature urgent. as the SCA has observed, as this tribunal has itself observed on more than one occasion. And on the facts of this case, it can hardly be said that the application was not urgent. So the point in limine on agency with respect, my lady, needed to be stated only to be rejected with respect. That then takes us to the next point would be this substantive point, but I will come back to that one. I think if I may be permitted to deal with what I have down here as the third point, Leonard Friend submitted that we are outside of the 60-day period set out in the Rule 9I. That is, of course, not so. We've done the calculation, and that period comes to an end on the 30th of January. So I'm not going to belabor the point unless
there are holidays in between, yeah.
Yes, non-public holidays, yeah. Weekends, and that is indeed so, my lady. So nothing further needs to be said. Equally, that point.
Then I want you to deal specifically. Just hold on.